So I told her, no, I'm just happy to see you. Oh, wait. So we're live.
Hey, pop people, how we doing out there?
Hopefully they're doing good. They're not here, so hopefully they're doing something. It's Tuesday night.
Yeah,
Anything
they're
can
eating
happen.
dinner.
They're eating dinner. I want to start off with a sad story. So I have my baby newts, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm getting like multiple sizes, or I have multiple sizes. So I have some that are like about to get their back leg. They're maybe like half a centimeter, 3/4 of a centimeter long. Hey, Wally! So they're like 3/4 of a centimeter long, maybe. I don't know what that is, like 7 millimeters, maybe.
Sure.
So I set them up a secondary tank for a grow-out tank, so I can put the big ones in there. It's a critter keeper that I made. Aged water. I had water sitting in a bucket for like a week with the chlorinator and everything in it. It's the same water that I've used for everybody for their water changes, everything. Set it all up, some old aquarium sand, a rock, a sponge filter, the whole deal. Threw them in. Threw three of them, because I was like, I'll put 3. We'll start out. I don't want to just empty the tank out. Dead within 2 hours, all 3 of them. So I don't know what I did. You're frozen. We actually have an audience now. We got 503 at the ER with my kiddo. Wait, your kids got gallstones or you got gallstones? Gallstones suck. Did you ever get anything like a gallstone? Kidney stone?
I had kidney stones.
Kidney stones are rough.
It's only...
Unless you're into pee and gravel. We're at Isobuddies, not here to kink shame you.
Yeah.
So by all means, if you're into peeing gravel and glass, keep doing it.
Oh, man.
I don't see how that hurts anyone else. Oh, she has them. So when I had mine, I was working at a restaurant with no insurance, obviously, and I was managing a bar, and one of my co-managers was like, hey, if you really want to know if it's gallstones, eat a piece of bacon. And if it is gallstones, you'll want to die. And so I was like, I don't know, because I was walking around just holding my side, kind of like, So, of course, I worked in a restaurant, so I was like, hey, give me a couple pieces of bacon. So I didn't just take a bite. Like, I wolfed down 2 big slabs of bacon. And next thing I know, I'm like, sweat pouring off me. I'm laying in one of the booths, like, just trying not to die. And they're like, should we call an ambulance? I'm like, I'll be fine in a little bit. I'll be fine. And no, they did pass eventually. But don't eat bacon if you think you have gallstones. Vic's here. Menagerie's here. Jedi's here. It was good times. Now you're breaking all up. What happened?
Am I back?
You're kind of like choppy and frozen. I'm going to pull you out for a second because you're like, your screen is frozen. It's very handsome. You're dashing. But it is... okay, let's try it again. There you go. All right, hold on. I think your connection is just really slow. Jedi, 3 of my... Dude, it's really bad. Jedi, 3 of my baby newts died. It was bad. I don't know what's going on with Cheyenne. So we're here to answer your questions today. I have some backup questions just in case, mostly for Cheyenne. Cheyenne, did you want to try to turn your video off so maybe we just get good sound? Or does that kind of wreck your surprise? Talking about Star Wars, and now you sound like a gonk droid. Gonk droid for the win. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Anyone a nerd? Big old Star Wars nerd like me? Anyone else get grossed out when Mark Hamill like jumped over that mountain just to pour milk out of that giraffe walrus teat into that thing, and then he just poured it on his beard? Like, he didn't even drink it. He was just like, disgusting. Like, why even write that scene in there? Why? To show he's a crazy old bastard? He's like a tall Yoda? Jedi, come on. I knew you were supposed to know it. Come on, Green Jedi Monkey. And we lost Cheyenne. So I thought that would happen. So anyway, yeah, it's been a weird week. My wife found the ant airy. She knew I had ants apparently. Didn't know that I had them like free roaming up here. So she asked how safe this was. And I showed her that they can't really get out there. So they actually kind of gave up. I haven't seen one on one of these strings. They were trying to climb these strings like this here. And they were doing pretty good. They would shimmy up it like those native kids up a tree, like going for coconuts, those islander kids. But now they don't even try that. So I guess they realize like it's stupid. So that's good. But then she asked me how often I run into it. And I said, every time I go past it, which is 100% true. I run into this thing every time. It swings. I'm glad I put it up there with 6 strings instead of just the 4 that I had originally, because the whole thing just gets rocking. So if the ant airy's rocking, don't come a knocking. Who did we lose? Did we lose Wally? 1, 2, 3. No, I think Wally's still here. So guys, this is for you guys. Do you have any questions for me and or Cheyenne? I'm going to see if he messaged me real quick if you guys come up with questions. It's been a good week for isopods. I'm getting some good babies. I'm checking my bins. I still don't have any more than the 6 red pandas that I have. So I'm keeping them in to keep them sorted out. Kyle sent me a message to like say he was ready for me to come on because we came on a couple minutes late, but he wasn't here. I couldn't see him here. I don't see him now, so I don't know what that's about. Yep, my cat's down here. You'll hear him. Ever worked with super glue that refuses to cure? Not super glue, but I've worked with the there's like a Gorilla Glue. The actual glue is kind of brown, and you have to get it wet. It works like rubber cement, kind of. You get it on both surfaces. You get it wet. You let it kind of bubble up. I got it from that tree frog guy that we talked about with the garage. We talked about him just last week, and I can't remember his name. Fred, maybe? And then, no, Scott, I didn't find my winter ants. These damn cats. So I found 3 winter ant queens that they found me, actually, and I put them in a setup. The people that I talked to, not unanimously, but basically recommended sand, like a sand dirt base. And so I put them in a thing, and my cat knocked it over. I thought it was pretty secure. It was just one of those old, like almost an Uncle Milton style thing. And yeah, it fell over. So they're gone. I haven't found them. I haven't looked that hard. But that super glue, that brown super glue doesn't cure. I'm going to be all over the place like this with these questions. So it doesn't cure fast. It takes forever, especially between 2 large things. I used it over here. And especially between 2 large things. So you can see where it separated even. Because it wasn't flush. Let me scroll up. Wally had a question. Where's Wally at? Here. Always a plus. What's the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I think that's blue. I think it's blue. What's the latest on the vernal setup? They're doing really good. The vernal tank is doing really, really well. I have them their own light. So the plants and everything in there are doing really well. And then I took the 2, probably this was a bad idea, but I took the 2 new Java ferns that I got, put those in there as a holding thing while I set up the other tank for the baby newts. And then some of those organisms came over to this tank and they're doing fine. So I don't know if the water quality is actually the problem that killed my newts. So I don't know what it was, honestly, because the water fleas, the Daphnia, and there's a scud in there. They're doing fine. They seem to be doing fine. 24 miles per hour. Oh, let's see. He's back. He's choppy, but he's back.
Hey.
I can hear you better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, are you on your phone now?
You can hear me better. Yeah, I'm on my phone, and we'll roll it till the wheels fall off because I wasn't prepared for charging this. I charged the iPad, and yeah, that's awesome.
Do you have it on a charger?
Can you hear
now?
me pretty well?
I can hear you really well.
No, because I have, yeah, because I have my headphone into the jack where it needs to charge from. So that's kind of a thing.
Oh, crap. You need a double dongle.
Yeah. Yeah, I need a double dongle. Somebody send me a
That's
double
the worst.
dongle.
Does that even exist? I just have the one dongle. Because damn these companies.
I think they do actually exist. In fact, God. So.
Oh, Vika Bubbles is up. What's up, fam? I love this audience. I'll tell you what. I wouldn't trade my audience for anything. I don't know how many of you heard. I gave my Hoffmans a morel mushroom.
Sup, dog?
Sup, dog? I found a morel mushroom walking in my neighborhood, like 3 houses down. Like after he mowed, I don't know, he missed it or something. It was laying. He knocked it off. It was laying in his yard, a morel mushroom, like this big. Yeah, so I was like, it's covered in dead grass and stuff, like fresh cut grass. Like I'm pretty allergic, and that's not my jam. So I just threw it in the Hoffs, and they've been going to town on it. Like I went to check them, and 2 of them run away. They're like roaches now. They run away when the light comes, and then like 3 of them were living inside it, like hanging out inside the morel crannies. When I put Vi in the typing bar, Vika Bubbles come up as an autofill. I did waste it. No, I didn't waste it. I gave it to them. It was their housewarming gift, bro. They are bougie. So, we didn't really have any questions so far.
Amongst yourselves while I was gone.
We did. We answered a couple of questions. Wally had one from Monty Python. Classic Wally. We had, so let's get started. I have a little list here. I don't know if you want to ask anything too. And these could be for both of us. So I erased the French pods, but what are your pet peeves in the hobby? Do you have any pet peeves in the hobby of isopods? And you're frozen. Perfect. How about you guys? Wesley! Not Scott Wesley. I found out because I asked Scott Wesley. Wesley's one of my Patreons. And Dan. No, it's Don. Don Gallagher. And he's out again. Who else? We got 503. We got Green Jedi Monkey. We got 4 Patreons now, guys. 4. It's $3 a month. Having no life is a life. That's true. I appreciate your no lives. It helps me out a lot. Not Wesley Crusher. I would have told him to shut up by now because that's popular now. I'm sorry, Cheyenne. I can't hear anything. You are frozen. You're brosen. Having teleporters included? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've heard these nightmare stories of people now. Lately, more than ever, people getting white dwarves in their shipment. And that's not cool. Like, you've got to get white dwarfs out of there. People can't just set up a weird, I can't imagine trying to set up a weird, like, what's the word? I can't think of the word, like an isolation tank, quarantine tank for isopods, like getting them all out of there later. Come on. Cheyenne needs internet in his damn she shed is what he needs. If he wants to come on the show all the time, or if I have to beg him to come on the show all the time. We need to buy him some internet, guys. He's got a Patreon too, over Pod Solo. Found a random ISO in my Cubaris. Dude, mine just transfer back and forth. Like, I have a neighborhood. They just visit each other. Especially my orange. I found out I don't even have magic potions. They are orange Dalmatians that are kind of like magic potions. They look a lot like magic potions, but Kyle hooked me up. Ooh, that's a good question from Menagerie. I'm going to post that. Hold on. Major pet peeve of mine in the hobby are all the misconceptions. Raw nature, what are you talking about? Specify. Such as? Is Cheyenne back? Oh, wait, he's on both.
Can
His
you hear
name is
me?
Boobs now. I can hear you, Boobs. Wait, let me take this out. Oh, no, I can't anymore. That's a great metal
Can you hear me?
face.
Can you see me?
I can see you and hear you. We're kind of frozen. So if we have you for a second, is there anything you learned from vending the expo that you'll change, do different in the future?
Start earlier on prepping stuff so I can actually get everything that I want to take to the show.
Okay, so organizing that way. Definitely a better connection.
Is that better?
Yeah. Are you in the she shed again, or are you at home?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back in the she shed. I went outside to see if it was better, and now I'm back in the she shed, and it's better.
You must have tethered. So
Weird.
So you said trying to get everything you want to bring with you as a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started on like Wednesday, like labeling containers and you know getting
Yeah. This is the worst. It froze up again, buddy. Hey, Moon. Yes, menagerie. This is my pet peeve in every hobby. People suck.
I
Okay, I heard you say hi. People that don't want to share information or want to be a jerk about it are just awful. Like, you don't have to. If you don't want to help out, just don't say anything. How hard is it to just shut up? It's not hard. You see how hostile I am? Cleaning a main sometimes turn into Isopod peep show. The French pods. Share info and help out as much as I can. Yeah, you do, Vic. Taxonomy is a major misconception. Yeah. I think that's a problem because there's not anybody out there that really is doing it right now. Or they're backlogged so much trying to classify these things that it's just crazy. There's too much coming out. Like, there's too many new species all the time. Like, all the time there's new species. And I want them all. I don't really want them all. I just want anything spiky. Like, truly spiky. Those hairbrush looking ones are the ones. That's my, like, holy grail right now. He has no... I don't know what that she shed is built out of, like titanium. Taxonomy is a mess. My pet peeve is awful connection, too. That's why I drilled a hole in my floor kind of at random to run the cable. I did a whole thing. I lifted carpet, put the cable under there, drilled a hole by my bedroom, put it down, sunk it through the floor right over here. And then, actually, it's over there. And then it runs all the way through the ceiling and then down to my computer. There's a big-ass cable. Let's see. The spikies are so cool. Somebody just posted some, like, orange and yellow with, like, these spines all down their back. And I was sad they weren't called Razorbacks. The tin roof. It's got to be tin. Oh, he's trying to come back. I see him as Pops Solo. Apparently he's old now. My pet peeve is the same as menageries. Like, people that just don't want to help, because just don't help then. Just shut up and don't help. You don't have to be a jerk. There was a post, somebody in a snake group was putting up a cooling, like they made a cool hide, so they were pumping water through a tube in the hide. But then first people were like, why? What's the point? It's not a problem. You want to keep them warm. But they do. They need a gradient. Maybe they want some place to be cool, and that gives them an option. The guy said he had multiple hides. This one is cooled. Well, what the guy didn't consider was he covered the tubes in insulation, so there's no coolness getting through to the pod or the snake. So they ate his lunch for that, but it's like, it wasn't even finished. Like, just make the adjustment. You're fine. It's a water tube. They're not going to bite it. Just put it in there. Yeah, Boots is going to move to be on the show. Being fairly new to Isopods, a question I have is, do the fast producers like dairy cows self-regulate? No, they don't. They breed until it crashes, dude. You have to like split them up if you want them to they're not going to self-regulate. Like that's your job as the keeper / breeder / whatever. Yeah, the fast breeders will outproduce the bin they're in, and then they'll get a crash or like a mass die-off. And I think I need to figure something out because I'm on that verge right now. I'm on the border of that with my dairy cows, my koi, and my Punta Canas. If anybody wants some, I would rather unload them on somebody than freeze them. So let me know. Big deals, people. Big deals. They keep reproducing. Yeah. If I had a lizard to feed them, I absolutely would. Wally throwing shade. Are you just trying to be one of my pet peeves, Wally? What the fart? What's up, Faith? Good to have you back. I'm glad that, most of my audience is from Wally and Russ. So I appreciate those guys a lot. We got Menagerie, I think, from Russ. Victor, probably from Russ. Don, I think, was Wally. Yeah, please take like 50. Yeah, you can get rid of them at 50 at a time. I could do that all day. All right, let's try it again, Pops. It's not looking good. This might be a one-man show tonight. One of the other questions I got. Do we have a connection? Possible love connection. The shiny alligators are super cool. I know that Kyle just got them in. Kyle at Isopods Anonymous. I don't know if he got enough to like sell, but he's got them. Wally's scared. Just Cheyenne. Well, at least we get to look at Cheyenne for now. And maybe see him typing his password.
Am I back?
Kind of. I know it's not good. I can hear you, but you're frozen.
Okay.
So,
that's
did
poop.
you have a pet? Did you have? It is
of course,
poop.
the
You're
one
poop
time I
solo.
won. It sucks. The one time I want to actually like show something off and do something cool on the show, of course.
I know. I have the pics on my phone. I have the pics in my Facebook, so I can always share the pics that you sent me. So I could do that. I don't.
I really wanted to release the isopods in there for everybody to see.
I mean, I want you to do that too, but right now, unless you release them out of your
I
frozen
want to.
beard, we're gonna have a hard time. But well, while we have audio, what was you might even be able to turn your camera off for now and see if that like lowers your bandwidth. Like streaming the video takes up a lot of bandwidth.
Maybe.
Did you do it?
All right. Am I still coming through?
Yeah.
It's coming through okay? All right.
Yeah. Hold on, I might have a fix.
Okay, so what?
Campanadas enjoy dairy cows.
What's the?
I'll have to check that out.
Am I back?
You are back. So
Is video back?
I have video.
Okay. Yay!
Do you want to show off your thing while we have video? Do you want to do that right away?
Sure.
Let's do that now. So
okay.
So Boots built a big enclosure for something. I'm guessing dart frogs by the hides.
Yeah.
And so he's going to release Isopods live in there right now. He's going to release his cleanup crew. What kind of pics? Just pics of his setup. It's really nice looking.
Hello?
He's got some. We got you. Got no video, but we got you. Oh, there you go.
You got me yet?
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like stop motion. You look like old stop motion King Kong.
All right. Let's do the dang thing. All right. Let's take some isopods with us without dropping them on the floor.
Good call. I've done that.
So have I, multiple times.
I think with my most expensive ones, I dropped them. When I got my pandas, I went to put them in the bin and dropped the whole thing on the floor and was like, I was down there with a piece of paper and a paintbrush, scooping them up.
No.
Luckily,
I gotta figure.
Over.
All right.
Okay.
Can you see it?
I can see the bromeliads up on the wood. Is that a real piece of wood or is that handmade?
That is a real piece of wood, but
Okay.
the rock is faux rock in order to make it lighter, in order to move around if I need to move the enclosure ever.
Smart.
Because that would be a lot of rock work, heavy rock work. So we'll give it a little look-see around the joint. Just kind of can you see everything okay?
Yeah, it's kind of like I said, it's kind of stop motion. So it's like one frame every 10 seconds, but you can see the focus is good. So this is going to be dart frogs, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be putting Terribilis mints in here, which are one of the largest, if not the largest.
Are they climbers?
Dart frog. Pretty much all dart frogs will utilize their entire enclosure, really.
Okay.
I mean, if you give them spots to walk out on some limbs and stuff, they totally will. So that's what we got going on. And let me grab the isopods.
Show them to us in the cup first, because, like I said, they're gonna be gone by the time we get a second frame. What have we got in there? I see springtails.
There's some springtails in there, and there's dwarf purples.
Oh, dwarf purples are dope.
Okay, so dwarf purples. These are just the soil cleaners, basically.
Right.
So we'll clear out a little spot.
Now, of course, he freezes. He shoots his own show from the living room. Kinda. Yeah, I can see a little bit.
Okay.
Did you just spray in there?
It's from the mister.
Oh, nice.
That's why it's all wet. All right, those guys are in. Back up. Now, the craziness.
There's craziness going in here, guys. Are those cows?
No, sir. What's your next guess?
They kind of look like the Anescalidibinus that I can never say.
Nesadillo?
Anescasalis? Is this one of those, like a pied or something?
No, this is Nesadillo Shiro Utsuri.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, this is 25 here. So a lot of money.
Yeah.
Some people are puking in their mouth right now. These here, but
putting like, I don't know, like $500 of ice pots in there.
More than that. I can't remember what the actual market value is these days, but a lot. But yeah, I do. I pretty much all my dart frog enclosures I put kind of higher end isopods in, and they do really well actually. And it kind of gives me a secondary culture, kind of. If I am short something on an order or something like that, I can go pull some out if I need to. I haven't yet had to do that, but
I always wondered how keepers like that pull isopods out of their like heavily planted terrariums.
Right. Like if I say I have, I'm short a ducky, I can't find another ducky in my bin or something, and instead of thrashing the plate, I can go roll over a couple leaves in one of my dart frog enclosures and find some rubber duckies.
I bet if you just set out a piece of zucchini or something too. Here they go.
Here they go.
Here's the cool thing.
Can you see this pretty well?
Kind of. Yeah, it's like a frame every 10 seconds, 5 seconds. I see them on the leaf. And then let's see how many frames we get before they're gone. 3, 4. Still on the 4th frame. They look good on that leaf, though, you guys.
Oh, man, they look good.
Okay, 5. That's 5 frames.
Man, I wish I had some still shots.
I mean, you're giving us still shots. That's 6 frames. Since you released them, that's been 6 frames. 7.
Nice.
and they are heading for the hills. 8. There's like 2 left in the screen here on the 8 for 9, and they're gone. Oh no, there's 1. Looks like there's 1 or 2 left. They just kind of stopped to bask in the glory. They're so excited. Victor's lucky man. He said his wife comes to help him unpack, and my wife is like, "You got a box from Wally? Get that shit downstairs." I think that looks so cool.
All right, are we ready to swap it around here?
I think so.
Look at my ugly mug again, frame by frame.
Frame by frame. We get to see all the cool stuff in your beard.
Oh,
I don't know anything
there's
taste
probably
test. Oh.
Taste test my beard.
Oh, I would. You know I would if I was there. I'd floss with that thing all at once.
I do all the time.
You need on purpose or on accident?
No. Accident. Eating. I'm like, oh, well, that's weird. That's the long hair in my mouth.
I'm headed that way with my regular hair. It's like to here now. So, and my wife's like, when are you going to get a cut? I'm like, I don't know what I am. I want to get a man bun. One of those cool man buns everybody's doing. Yeah, those guys seem pretty on the ball. Yeah, Pruinosis take off. They take off. And I feel like they would, well, if they could find somewhere moist, they would take over your house. If they could find like a base of operations under the sink.
Okay.
All right. It's a little better. We're getting like...
Are we back? Are we back?
Yeah. They think you need that Starlink.
Okay.
So I tried to get everybody to go to your page and get on your Patreon.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hipster Josh. I know I need that man bun, dude.
You
cool
do,
scarf.
bro.
I could wear one of those cool scarves that the kids are wearing from the resale shops. Be a hipster douchebag. Ask for an extra shot of vanilla in my Starbucks every time. Oh, I need that extra shot to really get me going, bro. I don't know if they talk like that. I don't know if hipsters talk like that. They probably don't. They're probably saying some stuff about like Rosa Parks or Anne Frank or something intelligent. Is anybody at the point where they are trying to schedule bug shipments to arrive when your spouse isn't home? That's a good question, Wesley. And yes. Yes. I try to schedule it so it arrives when I'm home and I could get the mail in when she's not really looking. But I have a wife who's, she's home 24/7, so it's really hard to sneak it by her. So if I'm seeing on my tracking, like, oh, your shipping is coming Wednesday at noon. I'm like, hey, why don't you go out with your friend? Go out for lunch with your friend. You can use my money. I don't care. Go. Take 3 hours.
That's when you have everything done at hold at post, and then you just got to run to the store real quick.
Ooh, that is a solid recommendation.
I gotta go get a pack of smokes. You don't smoke. Don't worry about it.
They're not for me. They're for my dead grandpa.
Yeah.
Sorry, both my grandpas are dead. It's been a while. I've got closure. So you never got to your pet peeve, but we did a whole lot of other people's.
Oh, okay. So what's the pet peeve? What's that thing all about?
So what's your pet peeve in the Isopod hobby? What's one of your pet peeves? Mine, we had a couple. We had a couple. So mine was, we have so many pets. What's your pet peeve? Mine was, and 503, it basically cued it off. She stole mine, but it is people that are just like aggressively anti-help in the community. And that, I think that goes for every community. We talked about it a little bit last week with the Dart Frog people mostly.
Yeah.
People that could just shut up. Like,
times.
I was basically like, shut up and don't answer then. You don't have to answer the question. You're not going to offer anything.
I would say my pet peeve is... Oh, man, there's so many. People in states where it's freezing cold for a good portion of the year ordering isopods and not, can you please ship it to my door? It's like, yeah, I want to ship dead stuff to your door so I can have it. Yeah, because you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, we got the gist.
If you're gonna live in a cold state and buy bugs through mail, like, yeah, don't be all anti pick up a post.
Was that more of a problem when you were on eBay mostly, or was that like?
No, even with my
still an
website,
issue?
it's the same. Oh yeah. This
God.
last winter, I would say at least,
Excuse me.
I don't know, every other week I would get somebody that'd be like, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to ship out your order on Monday. I'm going to be doing hold up post because it's pretty chilly in your area. And they'd be like, no hold up post. I don't do hold up post. Just ship them to my door. And I'm like, it's 27 degrees. And in the teens at night, it's not going to be like good. And they're like, oh, no, to my door. Like, okay, why don't we wait till it warms up? No, I need them because I have a build that I just built, and I need those isopods now. And it's like,
you need them now. Your build's
here.
Your build's gonna crash.
It's like you're not helping me at all here. Like, you're just setting me up for failure.
Yeah, people should only try to order when it's warmer, like at least above 35, for crying out loud. Like the heat pads help, but they can't get it.
Well, and it's not even a big deal is if we can do hold up post, because the hold up post, okay, so a couple of different things the hold up post helps out with. So hold up post, obviously less possibility of being in the weather. Okay. Secondly, okay, even if it's not held at post and they take it in their vehicle and their vehicle's warm, well, maybe it's too warm because people tend to crank up the heat when they're cold. When it's cold outside, you know what I mean? So in reality, they crank up the heat and it's like 85 in there. Just in the post office, that was under temped. Like, it's like, I don't know, just throwing the temperatures all over the place, basically.
I feel like they keep the post office at like 60. At least in my area, it's always at like they're always wearing their coats. In the
exactly.
building.
And then go in a truck that's 85 because they're cold.
Should I put it pretty great? Bro, it's like 20 degrees here in Alaska. That's where you go swim with grizzlies. Yeah, the heat packs, the good heat packs really up the shipping cost for sure. Heater cryopack combo? That sounds crazy to me. So you put them both in Vodka Bubbles? Yeah. We can't really hear you, Pods. I'm not trying to jack with you or ignore you. We can't really hear you. Don's in 92. He was just saying he catches Arizona blondes. Mine has not yet burrowed in her new enclosure. She hasn't eaten either. I think she's stressed out. She's got a little bald spot on her fanny. Yeah, the USPS being out all day. The delivery trucks definitely don't have anything. That seems like a crime to put your drivers out like that. Like you're walking around in some of the weather that we had this year. Ugh. Huh. All right. Vodka Bubble's giving us some. Yep, there he goes again. Vodka Bubble's giving us some possible cheat codes here. I like it. Teens eating Tide Pods. Nothing is foolproof anymore. Honestly, I wish there were more. Kind of cull the herd. Let's see. So, guys, who inspired your isopod obsession? Who was the person that got you rolling? originally? What's your origin story? Mine, I'll address mine while you're typing. Mine was definitely a combo of Wally and Boots. So Boots' stuff was all over eBay, and then I wound up being able to contact him after buying Russ. Russ is solid. I wound up being able to contact him personally to ask questions and stuff, and he really got me moving on it. And then I became obsessed. Like all my coworkers, like, "Are you looking at bugs again on the computer? Do some work." And I was like, "Nah." Russ to Wally to Josh. Me? Wow. All right, that's big praise. I'm in good company there. Unless you know another Josh is into Isopods. I'm trying to think of another Josh. I was like, there's another Josh in the hobby? That's big? How do I not know this? I literally can't believe I'm on that list, Wesley. That is, my ego just exploded all over the place. I'm going to call it my ego, but some random reptile shop in Philly. All right. That's true, Moon. They walk everywhere. Isopod obsession started. Okay, Victor says Isopod obsession started because he wanted to do bioactive enclosures, then fell in love with isopods, and now have 22 colonies. Yeah, I didn't want it for enclosures. I wanted to see. I loved the fact that you could keep them in a small container and keep them with everything they need right there and at room temp mostly. And we got Boots back. So Boots, who got you into isopods?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, well, I can see you moving, so I was like, we're good for now.
Okay, so you can hear me, though, pretty well?
Yeah, so let's get to the question. So who inspired... Are you in the house now?
Yeah, I'm in the house now.
I see the background. I was like, I recognize that background.
Yeah,
kitchen
I'm in the
table,
house now.
Kitchen table.
On Wi-Fi, so... who got me into the hobby?
Yeah, who inspired your isopod obsession? Because you're deep. You are... let's call it hip deep.
Hip deep.
You all know I wanted to say something else. Somebody said it went from Wesley. Wesley said it went from Russ to Wally to Josh. I don't know of a Josh in the hobby besides me. So I was... my ego grew 3 times that day like the Grinch. My head is... Yeah, my head doesn't fit good anymore. Isobuddies Productions. Right here, guys. Redbubble. I don't make anything on any of the products on Redbubble, so if you want to go look for Isobuddies merch, it's at cost.
I have my dogs chasing the cat around the house.
Perfect.
Did you hear that chaos?
Yeah, it's okay. It's better.
All right.
It's better than not hearing you at all.
That's why I try not to do things in the house. Anyway, so what got me into the hobby? Honestly, I can't really think of like a particular person that got me into the hobby. Really, I heard about the bioactive thing and started kind of researching it, and just kind of went from there. Really,
because you started with other animals like herps and amphibians and stuff. So you were into the bioactive part of it before you were into the like, oh, this one's really cool. I'm gonna put Shiros in with my dart frogs.
Right. But I would say, I mean, since I was a kid, it's been aquariums, reptiles, and amphibians. You know, pretty much since I was like, God, as long as I can remember. I mean, catching stuff out in the wild and playing with it out camping and stuff like that, and then that really kind of grew into doing it as a hobbyist as a child. And then like I say, like I heard about doing the bioactive thing, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and kind of started dibble-dallying in that, and pretty soon I'm buying crazy expensive ones that I told myself years ago that I'm like, what? I've never heard of somebody paying that much money for bugs, but
I'm there right now, so I know in like 2 years I'm gonna be like $900 is a pretty solid price. Like,
yeah, that's actually pretty cheap.
Great on a 6 count.
It's come down a lot.
It's come down a lot. Like, that's reasonable for a 6 count these days on that species.
Yeah, pretty much.
I still am gonna smuggle them in my underwear drawer on the way here. I think that's what we came to is like, you go to Thailand. You get all your isopods you want. You just throw them straight in your luggage. Like, you don't put them in a thing or nothing. Just throw them in there zip it up real good, and if they find me, like, oh, I don't know, how'd that get there?
Yeah,
Just play dumb, like, oh, worst case scenario, they confiscate the bugs or whatever. You know,
they're like, why
sucks.
do you have moist sphagnum moss in your suitcase, sir?
Let's keep my underwear smelling the way I
reason.
like it. Let's keep that funky, dirty underpants smell because I sweat like crazy in Thailand. So you got into it straight up bioactive, and then got into it like you started seeing other stuff coming out. Like, oh my god, what are dairy cows? What are clowns? What are magic potions?
Yep.
I'm seeing some cool stuff come out of people's clown bins now. And I'm excited for that, like different kinds of clowns. There was a pied one I saw the other day, and
I've gotten quite a few of the pied ones in my
really
cultures.
Because I've tried to has it.
Nice. Yeah, I tried to single them out and see if I could line breed that, but didn't work out.
See, and it kind of sucks because on those it doesn't always work.
Right.
That's why I'm trying to leave the reds together with the main ones to see if the genetics are there, they'll spread the genetics around, you know? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I thought everyone just
I was gone a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, everybody, I didn't talk about them tonight. I knew I was going to because I'm super proud of my like 5 red pandas, four red pandas. I'm hoping
it's kind of like my my Stegosaurus officinalis that I got going. Like I got about 20 of them, and I'm trying to line breed them, but I've had Minkai, but it's not looking like the genetic anomaly is being passed on so far.
It's just like you were. I wonder if it was just like you were low on calcium, or you gave them a different calcium source that
or they're high on calcium and grew some crazy. But the thing is they molt, and they get the spikes get bigger as they get bigger. So like it's not like a weird like, oh, I had a weird molt and I had these weird spiky things. Like each time they molt, it gets more pronounced.
Oh, that's cool. And they get so big. And in general, that would be really cool. That's one of my favorites, even though they kind of suck. They're one of my favorites because they have that they have that drop off butt. It's just like the roly poly part comes and then it's just like it's just gone.
Okay.
So they fully roll.
So chop off butt. I need you to. Do you have access to like looking something up while you're on here with your computer in front of you?
Yeah. What are we looking up?
Look up a sea hare.
Sea hare. Okay. And
it's like a sea slug looking thing.
Anispedia? Yeah. Okay.
And it looks like a little rabbit kind of in the face.
Kind of
does. And then you go back, and its butt just looks like a turd that's been chopped in half.
I don't. Oh wait, here we go. Oh guys, I'm sorry for this. We're gonna share this. Let me get that full screen. Ah shit! It just went to the website. Hold on. No! Let's see if we can get it. All right. Share screen. Share screen. Which one? Window. Chrome tab.
So I found these while in the reef world with my aquarium stuff. They're actually awesome at eating hair algae, but they're very specific eaters. They eat a specific algae, and when it's gone, they pretty much perish. Dude, that's cool. That's a cool looking one, actually, right there. That
one's on. Yeah.
So usually they're just like kind of like a brown, like literally a turd looking thing, like texture and all.
This one's cool. Can you see that? Can you see where I'm going or no?
All I see is the first one you put up.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this one put up here. Oh. Let's see.
I'll see if I can. I'm not nearly as savvy as you are, so I'll see if I can find exactly what I'm looking for and show it on the screen.
Oh, let's see. Dude, share screen. Don't show this thing to me. Here, this guy's cool. This guy's super cool. Sorry. They have a newsletter. Everybody's got a stupid newsletter. Fill in your email.
Yeah. So you see, like the back end of it, it just looks like it's like it should extend twice the size.
Yeah, and it just chops off.
It's just like a chopped off turd, and there's literally just like a butt in the middle of that poops.
They look like they're kind of.
There's
a picture of them kind of exploding. Like, do they do like a nudibranch where they just explode toxins?
I don't know about that. The ones that I ever had, I never had that happen. But
they had one that like had silly string coming out of the top of it, like bright pink. It was crazy.
Oh, maybe like kind of like a sea cucumber. How they like melt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vica Bubbles has a point here. I think a lot of the Marinella breed super fast. From all the reports I've heard, like every species that people have talked about, the tricolors are breeding like zebras. But the prices on those will be stupid for years to come. Actually, I don't think they're stupid right now, but for someone that can't afford them, they're stupid.
Right. Yeah, I still haven't gotten the tricolors. Everybody's like, "You got tricolors, right? Can I get some tricolors off you?" And I'm like, "Dude, I ain't trying to spend that kind of coin right now."
Yeah. What's his name? Rick just got him. Rick from Ophi's Spider-Verse just got him in. He's showing me his new little rack he has of all of his like amazing species.
Nice.
And then he had like this bin like this for green spots. And I was like, "Oh my God, how many did you get?" He's like, "Nah, it's just the bin that I had left." There's like a dozen in there.
Nice.
All right, where are we at? Where are we at here? Let's see. Let's put us back on the right track here. There we go. What Isopods are you using as your go-to cleanup crew? Now, this is kind of a crazy question because you just put in Shiros. So obviously, you don't have a go-to, right?
Honestly, so my go-to for cleanup crew, obviously springtails first, and I always use the tropical springtails because they seem to last longer than using the temperate ones, and they do better and more various situations. Basically, like I have them in with my beardy, but then I also have them in 100% humidity dart frog enclosure, and they do just fine in both situations. So that's the reason why I use those particular springtails. But then, as far as from there, I usually do, I would say more often than not, I do dwarf purples as my soil cleanup crew that aerates the soil and kind of cleans up what's left at the end of the poo-poo cleanup crew. And then I do like a topper, what I call a topper. And like I say, most of my enclosures, I do high-end stuff for like my dart frogs and stuff because they really don't eat on them or anything like that. Obviously, I'm not going to put rubber duckies in with my bearded dragon, obviously, because A, it's way too dry, and B, they would get eaten in 10 seconds. So, but yeah, I like doing I like doing the high-end stuff and with my dart frogs because it gives me an opportunity to grow things out in a far larger, more naturalistic enclosure. And like I say, if I haven't had to yet, but if I ever, say I have an order for something and I'm short on something on those guys, I can always go pull it from my enclosure if I needed to.
I think that's smart. I think it's cool that I came up with a hack and you came up with a hack for that while we were here live. Like, just turn over a couple leaves or like leave out a piece of cucumber or not cucumber, but like zucchini or something. Powder orange, I hear, is a really good one as a go-to. Like they're cheap, they breed like crazy, they survive all kinds of conditions.
Yeah. I have, I have some Oreos and some orange cream pruinosis. And,
those are cool.
A couple of enclosures, so similar, obviously. The pruinosis.
Still don't name them dreamsicles, dummies.
Right.
Oh, God, people are so stupid how they name
They're
stuff.
the isopods of your dreams, Josh.
That's another pet peeve of mine is when people come up with names for these things that are so stupid. It drives me crazy. I hope if you named the yellow zebras, I hope you're watching it. I hope you know how stupid you are. So I'm sorry. They're bumblebees. And you should put your head in a bucket and yell at yourself.
Yeah, don't call it how you see it. Call it something cool.
Come up with it. You have the opportunity to come up with a name for this thing you bred.
Like Stegosaurus, Fishnella Stegosaurus, or my newest one, the Winter Soldier. Has nothing to do with what they look like.
Oh no, Vika Bubbles is one of my super fans. Did you really do this? Oh shit, I had no clue that person could be watching this. There's no way. I'm freaking out right now. You have the opportunity to rename them bumblebees. Okay, just kidding. Oh, thank God.
At your earliest convenience.
I'm much braver talking trash about people when they're not here. So
yeah.
Like I don't want one of my supporters to be watching, to be that person. But it's possible. It's possible. I have some pretty big people come on the show. Yeah, I think that's just so dumb. Like the ones I said these should be called Razorbacks, and if they're not, they need to switch it now. Because they had like these
or Shredder.
Yeah, they look like the Shredder's armbands, right? Yeah. Shredder would be great for like shiny alligators. Genius. Shiny alligators, stand by that. Perfect. The pigeons, I don't understand the pigeons at all. I don't get how they got that name. Unless they like walk in front of you and you want to kick them, but you just physically can't. Yeah. Try to kick a pigeon, I dare you. Like,
right?
Not that you'll get in trouble or anything, you just can't do it. Like, it looks like they'd be the easiest thing in the world. Like, look at how upset that cat is right now. Hey, guy Bob.
She's upset because she's not in my lap right now.
Zebra bars. Couldn't help myself. I was halfway through. A box of zebra bars. What's a zebra bar? I don't know what that is. I feel totally ignorant. Yeah, blue pigeon. I mean, they're cool. Blue pigeons are cool. I'm going to tell you right now,
I have the white pigeons.
They're overpriced parasite is what they are. So they're pretty blue. They are pretty blue. Oh, Andrew's here too. Guy Bob's here. I saw Miles came in. All right, cool. Yellow striped isopods. Yeah, I guess they weren't called yellow striped isopods. I would almost prefer that to yellow zebras, because yellow zebra doesn't exist in the wild. Hostess cake? Oh, that kind of zebra. Zebra bars? Or is that a Hostess thing or a Little Debbie?
Okay. I thought that was a tiger bar. Oh, no. Yeah. Little Debbie has the zebra bar. That's right.
Okay. All right. I think that's it. Hey, man. How were those? What you taking a picture of, buddy?
Oh, I'm not trying to take a picture. I was trying to close out my phone. I had stuff on there still.
You were taking selfies of us. No, I don't want you to see my face. Hey, what's going on with those giant saltwater cave isopods you found?
They all perished.
Yeah.
I
was hoping against hope. I kind of thought that's how it was going to play out, but
I lost the last one about 2 weeks ago. I lost the last one.
Okay.
But yeah, they seemed like they're doing pretty good for a long time, but I just think that they're even trying to do some sort of a biotope with them, and a setup just didn't work out. They're very susceptible to issues not being in a misty coastal cave.
Yeah, I mean, there's just going to be some species that we can't provide what they need. Yep. So I've been seeing those videos of those weird. Have you seen these where they dig in the ground right where the waves are coming in? As the wave goes out, they have this like scoop they dig in the ground, and these like round. They kind of look like isopods, and a shrimp had a baby.
Oh, okay, like the big pink things.
They're not pink. They're like bluish gray, and they fry them. Like they cook them.
Huh. I think I know what you're talking about. We have them on our coast. They're like
I think we'll get a new Kenobi trailer tomorrow. I hope so. Right. People are already bitching that it's like rated G or something. But I don't care. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's not going to be R-rated. It's not going to be Mandalorian. Sand fleas. Brendan comes in for the win.
Sand fleas. Okay.
Sand fleas.
Yeah.
They're like this big.
Yeah.
And they look cool. But and that's another thing. Like my brain went, that'd be cool to keep. But why? They would live fully submerged the entire time. You'd have to build one of those sump systems that did the wave. Dumb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Andrew had it too. All right, we got a couple people that knew what I was talking about. But there have been a million videos right now with those guys.
Okay, off topic.
Go.
Is anybody watching Moon Knight?
I'm behind at least one episode. I'm behind the Hippo God episode.
I'm so confused right now. I watched it last week. I'm getting it. Like it's fast paced and like confusing and stuff. Like my dad is totally freaking lost. Like I'm not sure that I think he's gave up on it, but I totally thought that it was over last week, but apparently there's another episode tomorrow. And
well, I need to get up to speed because I'm behind one or two.
I thought for sure it was over. I'm like, oh, that ended on a weird note. Yeah, now there's going to be another episode.
Well, maybe it won't end on a weird note. I think that part of it's cool though because of his multiple personality disorder. Because he's confused. He's confused the whole time. So like, it keeps you in that mind frame. Like I like that kind of direction that a show will take, where they keep you in the head of the people that are in the show or in the movie.
Right. It reminds me a lot of Fight Club.
Yes. Yes, it's like Fight Club meets. I don't know what it meets.
Marvel.
His suit is crazy. Summon the suit.
Yeah. I love Steven's version of the suit. It's like
where he's like a lawyer, kind of like he's about to do some law.
like a zoot suit or something like that.
That's from the comics.
Oh, really?
I didn't read that version, but it's from the comics. Yeah.
Huh.
I thought it was cool. It inspired me to draw some superheroes that were like primarily white. I'm working on a little indie comic now called Captain Backfire.
Nice.
And he's mostly white with like a golden red emblem.
Nice.
It's a diamond, basically. His thing is he's indestructible. He's completely indestructible. But like, that's it. So like he couldn't do anything. Like the first frame of the comic, the first 5 frames of the comic is him getting thrown off of a roof and landing on a dumpster and then getting arrested. Like that's it. Like he falls like 13 stories onto a dumpster.
He's not super strong or fast. He just
nope, nothing. So yep.
He always bounces.
And he gets his powers when he's like a 19-year-old nerd. Like he's kind of fit, but he's never fought in his life. Like, but he's like, oh shoot, I got superpowers. Like I'm gonna go do some stuff, and he realizes it's not really a thing. So that's part of it. It's kind of half comedy, and then it gets serious as it gets in my head. It's serious as it goes. Just sell that idea to Netflix. When they bounce back. When their shares are above 30% of their value.
Right.
He'll be
back on topic. What's our topic again?
I think we're done with my questions. Did you have any questions? You got some questions for me, bro?
Do you want some efficient Alice Orange Crush?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I need them in my life. Okay. Like, I would set up. I have a bin. Actually, I have a bin that my tarantula was in. That would be perfect. I upgraded her bin as like twice as tall, so I put in deep soil. And luckily, she was behind something when the wife came down and saw the ant Airy, because she was running around yesterday just all over the place, and the wife doesn't know I have a tarantula. So that sucks. That would be a fight.
Stick it behind the isopod.
I got to figure something out because I didn't know she was coming down here. Like she came down here while I was out running errands.
You're like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Like usually she stops at the laundry machine back there, like behind. It's directly behind this backdrop. She stops there. Doesn't come. Everything past that is my area. So it's like my mecca. But she stops there, and I don't know why. She was over here checking out all my shit. And she didn't see any ants running around loose.
Poking around.
Yeah. She's like, I wanted to see your ants, so I checked in on them. They look really cool. None of them are running around, which is a miracle. Like, there's always at least one that's out on the floor or somewhere. But she saw them going up and down the string, because I just gave them a roach before she came down, like the night before. And, she flipped out. She was like, what is that doing down there? And I was like, no, it's cool. I had to tell her about it. I didn't take her down to show her, but I was like, no, they can't get out like you did all my homework. They can't get out anymore. I swear, not anymore.
That's awesome.
Don had to go to work. Let's see. What else we got? But yeah, it's It's been a little different. I found my aunt's satellite nest. Like, I ruined their one satellite nest, so they left it, apparently. They were in a bin of substrate. There was like 500 of them in there, so I dug out. Probably only got like 150. Got a lot of bites, but I think I only got 150 out of there. And then I checked it a couple weeks ago, or a couple nights ago, and it was empty. There was nothing in there. So I don't know what that deal is. They found somewhere to be, but I think they're in this plant. So I keep a potted plant by all my ant colonies. So this little jade plant here, or money plant, whatever, it's kind of my bonsai. So there's like 400 or 500 ants there. Oh, and we didn't address this green Jedi monkey thing at all. You should catch some more cave pods and eat them. They might actually be good.
People actually do eat them. I've seen it. I've seen a video of people frying them up and eating them. But yeah, they have an odd smell to them.
Well, I mean, shrimp get a bad rap because, like, if you could clean out like the mud vein or whatever out of them, I think it'd be good.
The mud vein.
Like, yeah, like shrimp eat poop. So, like, if you eat that mud vein, that's gross. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, you take that thing out.
Oh.
But where's an Isopods mud vein? You got to get it out of there.
I love the word mud vein.
Well, keep it classy.
Yeah.
Isobuddies puts the ass in class.
Right.
Don, ants are okay as long as they're not loose. Tarantulas are a spider. She knows I have a jumping spider down here now, but she's not thrilled about that. But she's like, "Where'd you get it?" I was like, "It was just in the basement." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I was in one of my old bins. Like, I don't know what it was doing in there. I went to take the dirt out, and it was a big jumping spider. Climbed right out on my hand, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I have a thing for you." I gave him like a mid-sized tomato worm or hornworm the other day. Like, well, I don't know about mid-sized, but like maybe a half-inch long. And immediately he crushed it. He was just like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Nice.
He did this thing though where he saw it, and then he like, you know how they move around? So he kept trying to get this angle on a jump, and I'm like, "It's a giant worm. Just eat it."
Yeah, it's a gummy bear. Jump on it. Eat it.
Yeah, it's a beanbag. You're basically stalking a beanbag chair. Just do it.
It's not
a body pillow. It's a green body pillow.
It's
Just
a
do
green
it.
body pillow.
By the way,
That's
if you're thinking
awesome.
about it out there, if you saw this and you're thinking about it on Etsy, I want 12% of your hornworm body pillow money. You know you're overcharging anyway.
Oh man.
Who in the audience would buy a hornworm body pillow? Raise your hand because you know you would. You know you would, or leave a comment later. So you know you would buy that. You
And then
absolutely
you can do
know
it.
you
Then
would.
you can do silkworms.
You can do all of them. You do all of them. Get a cool stuffed. And we need a cool stuffed animal of those. You were just feeding hornworms. Like a bubble's just feeding hornworms. We need cool stuffed animals of those. I don't know what they're called. Those white fuzzy, the ones that silkworms turn into, basically the moths. Those white fuzzy moths that like can't fly.
Silk moths.
Are they just called silk moths? They have a name. They call them like. People call them like flutter puppies or something, which I think is genius. That's genius. Flutter puppies is like, that's a show waiting to happen on Disney Plus.
Flutter puppies.
Dude, let's do it. You do the songs.
It's like
the designs.
My Little Pony. My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Flutter puppies.
We already have
puppies.
We already have 3 buyers that would do a hornworm body pillow.
Nice.
Yeah, 3 right away. Sky puppies. Call them sky puppies.
Sky puppies. Nice.
Flutter puppies. I need to trademark that right away.
Yeah, immediately.
Immediately. That's a toy line right there just waiting to happen.
Flutter puppies.
All right, guys. How big is my Arizona blonde? She's not that big. And I say she, but I don't know. She's about that big with her legs kind of tucked, kind of.
I have one that's
maybe not even that big.
That big.
Oh God, those intimidate the crap out of me. I don't think I would
tiny
do a
little
sling.
Oh man, it's so tiny. Like I got it and it was on like fruit flies. Now I have it on pinhead crickets.
Oh, so he's growing.
So tiny. Yeah. It's molted once.
Let's feed him springtails.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's the way it is with jumping spiders. When you first get jumping spider slings out of the Like especially like I had some dwarf species, twin flags. They're like itty bitty little jumping spiders, and yeah, their babies when they come out are like they're eating springtails for a long, long time.
I think that's cool. I did have them. I caught one last year who laid eggs and had the babies, and
Nice.
so in the adult enclosure, they were encased, right? They couldn't get out. The adult female could not get out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the babies, they just walked out. It was that Zilla one, that acrylic Zilla one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they were everywhere. All of a sudden, I had like these tiny
yeah.
black dots, like jumping everywhere, and the ones that
Yep.
stayed with mom had the springtails to eat, so
Right.
they were fine. I'm sure the other ones, you know, like all the friggin' soil mites and stuff that I have down here, I'm sure they were fine.
Yeah.
Miles, I think of flutter puppies. We need to find something to name flutter puppies. Like seriously, that's a gold idea right there.
Flutter puppies.
Flutter puppies.
Oh, flutter puppies.
Now it's a Texas swear for a Christian lady. Southern Baptist.
Oh.
That's a Southern Baptist.
Flutter puppies.
Oh, flutter puppies. Did that come out? Is that a word for farts, Grandma? Oh, flutter puppies.
Could be.
I need a wig. I think I just pulled off the like Southern Baptist grandma face. Oh, oh, a little bit of scruff. Oh. What were we talking about? Where the hell did this come from?
I asked you if
we
you
got into
wanted
product
efficient-
design.
I asked you if you wanted some efficient Alice like a half hour ago.
Yes, I want Orange Crush efficient Alice.
How we got so far off.
I would keep those on my desk in a jar situation, like
Flutter
till they grew.
puppies.
No, not flutter puppies. Orange Crush, which again should be called grapefruits. Somebody
Right.
sleeping at the wheel right there.
Right.
Orange Crush is just the dumbest name. When they're rolled up, they look like grapefruits, right?
Yeah, they
They
do.
look like a peeled grapefruit.
Tiny grapefruit.
As soon as I saw one rolled up, I was like, "Oh my god, it's a grapefruit!" And then I saw the name, and I was like, "Orange Crush, get out of here." We have Orange Crush, but we haven't named anything Dreamsicle. That's
Right.
orange and white. Stupid.
Right.
Stupid. Do better. If you're watching this and you name Isopods,
Do better. Do
You're
better.
kind of doing a shitty job, and no one likes you.
So, before we get off base again, send me your address.
Well, I will, but I don't have any
Okay.
money. I'm just telling you now.
Well,
So I'm hoping these are a gift.
Maybe I'm not worried about that.
All right. Well, guys, just to promote it, if you're looking for Isopods this month, buy from Pod Solo. I stand behind them. I got my first Isopods from them. Granted, they never bred. Full disclosure, I never got any make out of them, but I love them.
I only sell males.
I love them until they were all dead.
Yeah.
I think it's just that.
Down to the flutter puppies.
I think it just proved that clowns don't get laid. I think that's all that it proved.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Clowns are the reason. That's the reason I got into this hobby is clowns, because they were amazing. And then I don't know what got me into Officinalis, but the Isobuddy logo guy, that's an Officinalis, officially an Officinalis.
Nice.
I like that they're the only species that's officially armadillo.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't have the diem on the end; they're just armadillo, and I think I don't know why that speaks to me. I think that's really cool. Like they're the only ones. There's not any morphs. There's one morph. That's it. And the Stegosaurus. So 2 morphs and that T-Rex cat. Flutter Puppies sounds like a local G-rated improv group. I don't know where you live, guy, but it sucks there. I'm going to guess Seattle. I'm going to guess Seattle. Guy Bob, do you live in Seattle? I'm feeling it. I need to get some envelopes and be like, let me think here. Seattle.
Your answer is.
Well, that's an old Carson bit, right? He had those like
Yeah.
the Mentalist.
Yeah.
Orange Crush is a great cocktail. If you've been to Baltimore, if I go to Baltimore, I'll try an Orange Crush.
Yeah.
We used to order orange whips from a local bar. It was a drink in a movie I can't think of right now, but it doesn't exist. An orange whip is not or it wasn't an official drink 25 years ago. So we would go to this bar next to the restaurant we worked at. We'd all go after work, and we'd order. If we got a new waitress, we would order orange whips. We'd say, orange whip, round of orange whips. every time. And every time the waitress would be like, okay. And she'd go talk to the bartender, and the bartender would roll his eyes. You have an A&W? I wish these guys were a sponsor. Fuck. So good. So good I dropped an F-bomb. But they finally came up with a drink. It was frozen with orange juice and vodka. That's all it was.
Nice.
And it was good. And
these guys keep ordering. We got to come up with something.
Well, he would look over. It was always the same bartender, but a new waitress. And so he'd look over and see us, and then he would send us the drinks we always ordered.
So now you got to get a flutter puppy going.
Ooh, a flutter puppy. That would have to have whipped cream on it.
A round of flutter puppies.
Yeah, basically that would have to have there's a cotton candy vodka. And
Pinnacle cotton candy
have
vodka.
To have that. Some kind of maybe even just cream and then whipped cream on top. Something vanilla maybe. Oh, now I'm going to work on this. I'm going to mixology the crap out of this.
Mix it all up and it's all curdled so it looks all flutter puppy-ish. I don't know.
Right? I don't know. Curdled? I used to drink White Russians like they were going out of style.
Oh, dude, that was my jam.
Dude. And when I saw them come out of the Big Lebowski.
One, I'm good. Two, 2.5. I'm taking my clothes off with my roommates on the other end of the couch. That happened.
That's me with margaritas. I remember the only thing I remember coming home that night was the cab driver no, dude, seriously, put your shirt back on.
Sir, I'll give you a free ride, but you need to put your shirt back on. It's literally 3 blocks. Please.
Oh, God. We went to an expo in Quad Cities once, which isn't far from here, but we went for the weekend because I worked at Holiday Inn. And so we went the first day and bought some stuff, but we usually are that last day of the expo buyer because we're waiting to see for the deals, People are usually willing to deal when they're thinking about packing all that crap up to go home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, I did a few of those.
Yeah. So we're always the last minute, hey, man, I'll give you $20 for everything on your table. No, not that bad. But we would, we'd go for the deal. So you don't get anything cool then usually because all the cool stuff's gone. But anyway, the one night between the thing and going home, we went out eating and drinking, and it was snowing like crazy. So we're trying to walk and find our hotel, and we're hammered. And so my friends put their thumbs out. I'm obliterated. I don't remember anything. They told me this the next morning. We get in this little Asian dude pulls up. It's 3 a.m, pulls up in his little Toyota, lets us pile in 3 drunk giant honkies. And in the middle of the night, he just pulls in and he's like, where are you going? And we told him the hotel name. My friend said he did a U-turn and the hotel was right there. He did a U-turn and it was right behind us.
Sure, I can give you a ride, bro.
But they said before the guy pulled a U-turn, I was passed out on my friend's shoulder, completely asleep.
Man.
I said thanks to the dude and then passed out. A frosty flutter puppy. Flutter puppy. We're all talking about.
Have you ever had a frosty flutter puppy?
Snowy flutter puppies. Next week I'm going to have some drinks down here and I'm going to taste test some drinks. I think that involves buying a lot more booze. I probably shouldn't do that. As a recovering alcoholic, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah. Not a great idea. It kind of messes with me now. If I have 2 beers, I guess I can't fully be an alcoholic because it's not that big a deal. It's not an addiction. But I feel for everyone who it is. It's a serious issue. But I get all really weird just with 2 beers, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Frosty flutter. What's that?
I'm not much of a drinker myself. I could count the times I've been drunk on my 2 hands.
Oh, that's good. That's probably good.
Just never been into it. It's never been my jam.
Part of me wishes that was the case, but part of me has a lot of stories to tell from those days. And none of them are really awful. It's mostly me being an idiot.
Yeah. I'll have a drink every now and then. I had a drink on the last week, but it's 1, maybe 2, and I'm done. It's
out of that gallon jug you had?
Yeah, that moonshine jug. I was tipping back with my...
That's how you know when you're done. We're
resting it on my arm.
I want to get that move down. That looks so cool.
Yeah.
And you're drinking
Classy.
basically like diesel fuel.
Yeah, rubbing alcohol.
You watch the hair fall out of your head like as you're drinking it. Am I a zombie now?
And grow back other places.
I didn't know there was. Oh, so this is marshmallow vodka. All right. Yeah, I was kind of raised in bars. Like, yeah, it was a weird situation. Like, I've had a weird relationship with alcohol my whole life. Yeah, it doesn't sound like my kind of drink either, the Flutter Puppy, but I feel like it would be cool to invent that drink and be the one behind it.
I feel like it would be like sickening sweet, and you wouldn't have a second one.
Dude, I wonder if I could put sprinkles on it. Did somebody say that already? Like the whipped cream and then some sprinkles. Like, would that be dope? Or even just the red sugar, like you put on sugar cookies, something like that.
Or literally put cotton candy like on top, like smush it into a shape, and like as a garnish.
I don't want to be weird, but I just got an erection. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I got to be honest on this show. That's the first thing. We're honest. What's everyone's favorite drink? No. Yeah, what is everyone's favorite drink while we're here just commiserating? They make a cucumber vodka.
Like, I'm just dabbling in cucumbers right now, but
cucumber
vodka, that's like no and super no.
I'm trying to think because I think from my like taste testing chef days, like cucumber has that like effervescence to it. You know what I mean? Like it opens your.
Well, it's
it does kind of similar thing to my not my pores, but like my sinuses, as like mustard does, but in a really nice way. Instead of like I'm fuck your pores, sinuses. Old fashioned hot cocoa. Miles wins for the favorite drink.
Hot cocoa.
Old fashioned gin and tonic. Cuke vodka was terrible. Okay. Vodka's okay. Hot cocoa never had me calling an ex. Baja Rosso and buttery nipples. Now it's AW root beer. Yes. Whiskey is my kryptonite. Okay, Andrew knows. Andrew knows his deal. All right, we're way off topic. What's the animal you've kept that you're most proud to have kept alive or bred or husbandized? You have to have one. Like, you've been in a million hobbies and kept a million animals. There's got to be one you were like, damn, I did it. I cracked the code.
I don't know. I guess like at one point I had like a really awesome thriving reef that is now horrible, but yeah, I had a really awesome thriving reef aquarium that I had thousands and thousands of dollars into. That was pretty awesome. But like I say, it's like shortly after that I started my aquarium maintenance business, and it's like being an auto mechanic. Like the last thing you want to do is come home and like work on your cars or your buddy's car. So you have like a whole yard full of broke down cars that you'll fix someday, So so it's like when you're going and taking care of other people's fish tanks and cleaning other people's fish tanks all the time, it's like the last thing you want to do is clean your fish tank or come home and do a water change or fix something that's not working right or whatever. So it's like, over a period of time, things just kind of go to hell. So like my fish are alive and I have like some coral on my reef still alive, but
some really hardy coral.
Yeah. Some really hardy soft corals and stuff. But at one point I had pretty awesome reef tank going before I made it a job. It's one of those things. Once you make something your job, then it starts feeling that way when you come back to it as a hobby.
That would be hard. I feel like a lot of the creative things I do, I could make money at.
Right.
But it's like then you're doing it for work, and it's weird. Like I've tried to do my art as a job, and it becomes really weird. Right. Like, I'm not a great artist, but I'm decent enough. Like I could make money.
Right.
I probably should try to do it again, but I don't even know. It's so oversaturated now with like Etsy and Redbubble and whatever else. Like there's a market for everything now. The internet.
Yeah. Like it's kind of the same thing with like music even with my band. It's like when you're on the spot, like when you have to do something, it doesn't work out. It's like when I have a emotion going and I write lyrics
Yeah.
based upon the emotion, like it flows and I write something awesome, you know. But when I have like two or three members of the band that have like, hey man, I got like 3 new songs I've written. Like, can you write some lyrics? And it's like, I can't think of anything good right now.
Yeah.
And then it starts being like a job, you know. It's like, all right, I got to make time to sit down and do my job.
Right. And how many emotions can you be expected to have in a certain time
Yeah.
frame?
all of a sudden, let's come up with an awesome emotional song or emotion-driven song.
It's just crazy. Like, I can't imagine some of the bands like I was talking to my wife the other day about Nirvana for some reason. Like, I think they're overrated, but whatever. But I wonder, like, did his huge success, like, he wrote all his stories when he was obviously not successful, or not his stories, but he wrote all his songs that were huge when he was not successful. So he had a lot of angst. He had a lot of, you know,
exactly
horrible, dark emotions and things he was going through. And you could that's fuel for all that creativity. That's just fuel. You dump that in there, and people that are going through that are like, oh my God, I'm buying that album.
Yeah, they relate.
Well, now he's a super millionaire, and then you don't have that anymore. Like, where does that come from? Where does that creative juice come from?
Right, exactly.
Same kind of thing. I am going to draw Flutter Puppies, you guys. As soon as this is over, I'm like, I literally looked over here while you were talking, and I was like, okay, where's my sketchbook? Because that's happening tonight.
That's an idea.
That's going to
be... That's an emotion.
NFT? I had to talk to my nephews. I can make Flutter Puppy NFTs, dude. Not be that stupid monkey that's going around. I don't understand NFTs, but I'll do some artwork for them and make some money. Right? I don't know what it is.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So an NFT is like, they're banking on this, like, Facebook is making the virtual world where you can, like, live and do everything. You work there, you play there, you do everything there. So he's turning us into Wall-E, right? So, yeah, billions. They're huge. So this NFT, the example that I got, and I don't fully understand him, so I could be talking out of my ass. So is this picture of a cartoon monkey, and he's like, it's just his face, right? And he's in like a different shirt. So not a different shirt from mine, but like they sell a bunch of them. It's the same monkey, but in like a different shirt. But he's only from like here up. So it's like
right.
A different collar, basically, right? But the same picture otherwise. So they're selling them for like thousands of dollars. So this kid I worked with at the restaurant bought one for like, he was telling me, yeah, I bought this NFT for $500. And I'm like, what's an NFT? And he's like showing me, and literally, this is all I know. So it's a picture, it's a digital picture, a digital file, and it's unique. And they're trending right now. They're like Pokemon cards or something. I don't get it. Like in this virtual world, you can have it in your house or whatever as art, or have it on your shirt or whatever. I don't fully understand it. So he sold it for like 11 grand. Like a month later, somebody paid him $11,000 for this. Literally, it's like not even a GIF. It doesn't even take up as much space as a GIF. It's like 3 bytes of data. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing. And people are paying, and there's millions of them out there, and people are paying stupid money for them.
That's crazy. Kind of like having something in like, what's the name of that pixely game that my daughter plays? Minecraft.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like having something only in Minecraft.
I'm gonna adjust this because I make everything better. So Vika Bubbles know it's a monkey laundering thing. See what I did there? Wait, it's a receipt saying you own a specific JPEG of a specific thing. So you can own an NFT of the Mona Lisa, but you have no control over any other image of the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, it's weird.
So you own that one image. So, like, from whatever angle. Imagine buying fine art from a gallery, but instead of a physical painting, you get a JPEG. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. It's a JPEG file. And it's really small. It's a little tiny thing. They're advertised as unstealable, but they're digital Beanie Babies. I like that.
Pretty much.
So their value is in trending. I think, guys, Flutter Puppies could be huge. Just on name alone, people can be like, what is this?
Well, Josh,
is it time?
I think it's time, bro.
Sorry, it's been a long time. It's been an hour and a half. We're good. We're right there. We're almost an hour and a half. We were way off topic, but thank you for coming back. Thank you for showing us the release of your friggin' $1 million isopods and your frog.
Right. And all the craziness, the first half of the show.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm in, I'm out. I'm in, I'm out.
We didn't even get that. We got gone. Gone. So,
I'm gonna go back and watch just how horrible it is.
I definitely so in exchange for the Orange Crush, I definitely need to send you a giant cable for your from your house to the damn shed. So just
100-yard cable.
It's pretty big. I bought
Nice.
2, and the second one is monstrous. So I don't know the feet on it. I think it's 200 feet. I don't know how far your she shed is.
Yeah, it's only about 30 feet from my house, maybe.
Perfect.
Nice.
Run it through the air. Just
Yeah.
Digital Beanie Babies. I love it. All right, man. Thank you for coming back. This was your idea, so this is on you.
Hey. It's all my fault.
Everybody in here we're just doing flutter puppies.
Yeah, we're just kicking it.
Yeah,
Getting off
nobody's
topic
stealing my
like
idea.
crazy.
I mean, that's part of the show. But
yeah, always.
I only had the 4 questions, really. But we're good. And Wally just asked something from Monty Python and then left. So.
Peace.
Peace.
I don't like your blue jeans. I'm out of here.
Speaking of out of here, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming. Thanks for talking about booze and flutter puppies and whatever else got us going. Thanks for giving me your pet peeves. I love those. Like, comments. I respond to every single one of the 3 comments I get every week. That's a fact.
Every week.
3 comments a week. So, peace and chicken grease, you guys. Have a good night.